Yu-Gi-Oh! Sevens continues to move at a breakneck pace as we see our first duel between the two main characters in episode 2. Hey, my name is Rex Raptor, and yes, episode 2, starting off with a duel between our two main characters, at least two of our main characters, Yuga and Rook. Now this episode, as for like a brief little plot summary, it picks up exactly where the last one leaves off. They had just opened the door, basically, or the metaphorical door was opened, and rush duels have basically been installed on everybody's duel disk, or at least the potential for it. And so they're all given the option to move forward, right? Basically to become Duel King, as they're told by the hologram duelist. And an interesting thing, Yuga says to Rook, yeah, no, go ahead, man, become the Duel King. And the Duel King is basically, would be like the person who, I guess, oversees dueling, or is kind of like a symbol of hope, I guess, for everybody dueling. And Rook's like, all right, cool, yeah, let me go. Pretty interesting there, pretty neat little, we get some look at their characters, right? It's established more so that Yuga is very focused on having fun. He invents rush duels because he wants to have fun. He duels because he wants to have fun. And Rook is a little more serious, right? He's the one who discovered the back door. He's the one that brought Yuga to the secret place to unlock everything. And he's the one that wants to become Duel King. While at the same time, Yuga could probably want to become Duel King just so he could keep having fun with rush duels. However, this is a holographic door, the one that we saw open. And, like I said, the metaphorical door was open. They have to find it themselves. And again, the hologram duelist says that, yeah, no, you got to find it yourself. So the main conflict for the episode becomes that Rook wants to keep rush duels a secret so that they don't get caught, so that things don't get shut down, so that they can continue to use it to their advantage. And, eventually become Duel King, stuff like that. Yuga, of course, he invented it because he wants everybody to have fun, so he tells everybody the next day at school. So that's where the conflict comes in. Interesting thing though, Roman is constantly watching everything. I didn't mention it in the first episode, but she's constantly following everyone around, taking pictures with her phone, documenting something. I don't know what's up, but she's always there. So she sees them fighting and basically says, since your problem is about dueling, why not settle with it with a duel? And that's where it kicks off. So we're gonna have a rush duel between Yuga and Rook. Pretty interesting. Again, I'm not going to break down the duel, turn by turn, because that's not something I do in reviews. Again, similar to what I do with my Pokemon reviews, I don't break down the battles turn by turn, but it's a good, fun battle. Again, it's a good, fun duel. It's very quick, at the very least, and that's a plot point again. They're like, hey, no, you got to finish this before recess ends. It's like, nah, it's a rush duel, of course we will. So, it's pretty funny. An interesting thing, though, is that there's no drone around, no drone watching everything, no drone to stop them. But again, everything is in the duel disk now, so I guess they can go ahead and just do that whenever they want now. So their duel goes on, and Yuga's doing well. He brings out Seven Roads Magician again. He's able to, get the upper hand for a bit. But then Rook brings out his ace monster, and it's a pretty big monster. It's a dragon one. And again, Rook's entire deck is all dragon monsters. So it's he's like the basic kind of rival character. In the first episode, Yuga was going against the hologram duelist who was using a blue eyes, but now we get to see Rook with his ace monster, the Dragear. I can't remember the name exactly, but it was a Dragear. It was this thing. It's the big cool blue dragon monster. Rook kind of goes into his backstory a bit, and this is something that was interesting in that in the first episode he has the ability to mess with technology. And he's treating it as something serious, but then Yuga kind of chimes in and says, oh, you mean the Pauli effect, I think it was? It was basically Moore's Law, where just whenever he's around technology, it just fails, just happens to fail. Yet again, basically, did I say Moore's Law? Murphy's Law, sorry. Murphy's Law, kind of akin to Milo Murphy's Law, that other show, that other cartoon. No, this is an anime. But Rook is still going with the idea that this is a power that he has, and he goes into detail in how he used it to get through the electronic gates and get into like where the adults duel and basically train there. And again, Yuga's basically knocking him down to saying, oh, so his secret is that he just practiced a lot. And so, it's kind of that funny thing, and kind of, interesting in that, like, Rook is the very serious duelist. He's very serious. He has a serious backstory, serious powers, and Yuga just wants to have fun. So again, we see that dichotomy come into play. So the duel ends with Rook winning. And so Rook wins. He's like, all right, cool. We're going to keep it a secret. But their entire duel was put online, it was streamed. And even though Rook had initially shut down everyone's phones so that they couldn't do that, the drone that Yuga had messed with earlier was live streaming the whole thing. So it's an interesting thing. Again, we see Yuga messing with technology or hacking and modding technology. And he did the same thing with the drone. So it's going to be interesting to see if this specific drone follows them around a little more, or at least how else they're going to avoid things. So that's basically how they're able to avoid getting caught, I guess, doing a rush duel during recess. But now that it becomes so insanely popular, we get to see people at the Goho Corporation just consumed, like overwhelmed with calls about rush duels and how everybody loves it. And it's interesting, we get to see the big boss of the Goho Corporation, who's a very, he looks a lot like an anime villain, obviously, because, he probably is. He's just laughing it up. So it's interesting to see Goho Corporation's response to the rush duels. It seems like they're fine with it, or at least they're going to let it slide. And, that was kind of the main conflict in this episode, is that they wanted to keep it a secret. And the duel at recess had to stay a secret because, because of everything going on. But all the rush duel rules are installed on the duel disc, so everyone has the potential to. And again, now that it gets out, it's online. And again, it's already in the duel disc. So it seems like Goho Corporation's gonna just let it slide because everybody loves it. It's probably gonna work to their advantage. It's already there, why not? So that'll be interesting to see how that progresses. Again, things seem, not that it's moving very, very fast, but I think, to a degree it kind of is, but I'm liking it. It seems like potentially we might be getting some interesting, more story, like deeper story. I don't know how deep that's going to go, but again, we're shown a big foreboding villain, and we were kind of introduced to that in the first episode with the Goho Corporation basically just overseeing everything and kind of wanting to track everyone and everything. So it's gonna be real interesting to see how that plays out. But overall, a good, fun episode. The thing is, yeah, Yuga lost. Yuga lost in this episode, in this duel. But I mean, he won the conflict, but he lost the duel. So I kind of hope that maybe he improves a little further. The thing is that Seventh Road Magician, the effect relies on luck. Like, yeah, you can set up for the effect to gain the attack points, but his effect to dump a random, the top card of the deck to the graveyard, that doesn't always work. Like in the first episode, he just got the exact perfect luck he needed to beat the Blue Eyes, and in this episode, he didn't get that luck. So interesting to see that play out because, with random mechanics like that, it's not always going to work out in your favor. So I'm hoping he gets, I'm hoping to see their strategies and decks improve. And especially because now we're going to be seeing rush duels go on and on and on. But it's, again, rush duels work out for the purpose of an anime, and I like them. I think it's interesting. Overall, the series is seeming fine. But again, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you happen to watch it, if you're watching this series, so on, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Personally, I'm having fun. It's nice and chill, but we'll see how things progress because it seems like they might do something with the villain. We'll see what happens. But anyway, if you enjoyed the content, leave a like, subscribe, all that cool stuff. You can enable notifications by clicking the bell icon next to the subscribe button. This will make sure you see each new video as it comes out. And anyway, this has been Rex Raptor. Have a nice day.